Um, I forget what human diarrhea these people are. Um, they they are garbage. Like they could literally have everything rigged in their favor. They could be attacking an innocent woman who never hurt anybody, and they're still happy to do it. They're literally like chimps. Like they just think about power and getting shit. They don't have a capacity for moral reasoning. This is why a tinted goat hits real hard for them because of this combination. They feel like they control things and image, but they're actually deeply evil psychopaths who do weird harm for no reason. The guy who organized them, David Baszucki, this dude has the entire world on his side, all the power trying to glow up his image, but there's still a petition of thousands and thousands and thousands of people who deeply hate this evil man because for no reason he monetizes off child rape and child abuse. You know, when he targeted me, it was when they targeted me, it was like a form of child abuse. I was a kid. They made my nieces sick, right? So even with this guy using all the power in the world to modify his image, millions of people hate this guy. 250,000 took out of their day to say, I want this guy to go to prison. Get rid of him as CEO at the very least. He's a horrible person who hurts kids, right? And these people are all hired by him throughout Roblox, which is Dave Zucky's company. You know, it's like this rule in Satan Club and the Illuminati, the billionaires. If you specifically have entertainment for kids, you are the most evil. Like you're like Walt Disney, Nickelodeon. These people are full of disgusting pedos. They go into this like making their money off child shit because they're so into abusing children, right? It's like the rule, and anyone who's like neutral or good gets crowded out. Yeah. So I forget how deeply evil these people are. We're like they could literally have no challenge. There's no reason they should feel accomplished. There's no reason they should feel good about themselves, but they just like evil so totally much that they'll go out of their way to like post comments on these videos. Like, so I have to remember to take the comments off so I don't have to hear them, right? But these are the kind of people they hire. Like, look at this ugly, disgusting piece of shit. Look at this thing. Look at how fucking this fat fuck, this is a belly of somebody who's really unhealthy. Like he's gonna really when they cut all healthcare and the small hospital closed near us, you're gonna suffer, right? This dude is like walking diabetes, heart attack. He feels like because he gets to rape women, he feels like he's empowered. Like look at all the garbage on the ground. This is where I live, right? Um, this was him waiting at my house. See, that's my house right there. He was waiting there. They do this a lot. They get their disgusting criminal trash to wait at my house and then make a big simulated like walking toward the house, waiting there, then coming back toward me. They're so fucking stupid. Imagine being so amused by rape. Like, look at this disgusting piece of shit. This piece of shit, any woman he could get would be like 500 pounds and disgusting. So this must be like a jackpot for him because he's probably getting money for this. Plus, he gets to touch a decent woman, which would never happen for him in real life, right? Um, this thing I named her White Trash Orc. So this is another one of their people, White Trash Orc. You can see White Trash Orc is standing by the copious garbage on the ground because there's like they fuck this place up so bad, kids avoid it on Halloween. Like we used to get trick or treaters. Like let me tell you, the families they probably kind of know what's going on here, so they just ghost this place, right? Would you want your kids to walk near these things? Things like this? Look at she's got a spliff in her hand. I was calling it a blunt, but technically that's a spliff. And she's in slippers and stretch pants, and she has a Bayonne Bees T-shirt, which is probably the last time she ever did anything in society. You know, the last time she did anything in society was when the state let her go to high school. So now that she's like a white trash 38, which means she looks 50. So you know, this is like her thing, and she's continuing to orc out at me because they paid her to stand and she literally waited in front of my house. You can see all these pictures are at my house. So you have to ask yourself, I'm crazy. Why are all these orcs at my house? Right? Why is there an orc at my house here? Why is this rapist standing in like literally standing in front of my house? So again, here I'm down the block and he's waiting for me at my house. Right? He walked in front of me, waited there, and then turned around to walk toward me. If I'm crazy, like why are these people at my house? This is why like the Illuminati will be like, I didn't steal the package, you're hallucinating things. And they just get away with it because everyone's so straddled down with work and debts. They can't bother to care about the corruption. Like Christiana Elster. Let me look that up because that's hilarious. Christiana Elster. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so funny. Hold on. I know I have a picture side by side of her. She's obviously the thief, right? So yeah, this lady, her husband's like a hacker for the billionaires, I'm pretty sure. She's probably some she was a combination of Taylor Swift and Ghislaine Maxwell. That's what her face looks like. And her husband is a tech security guy, which means he's a hacker. Um, Let me find the picture because I posted it not too long ago of this bitch. It's hilarious. They had the civil rights lawyer gaslight the whole world. This isn't her. Um, Hold on a second. I'll find it because I know I have it here. This is the same ass woman. Look at the square hairline. You can even see the protuberance on the nose. You see how that nose is a bump there? Now look at this criminal. Square hairline, same protuberance right there. Same, that's the same woman. And literally they got their club nothing, the civil rights lawyer, to post this as if this exonerates her. You can see the same protuberance right there, the shadows. You can see the hairline, square shape, with ashy blonde hair, protuberance, ashy blonde hair, square hairline, cheekbones. Look at the cheekbone. Look at the jaw. Cheekbone, jaw. And he poses as if this exonerates her versus shows her stealing a package. And keep in mind, this data of her stealing a package, it's her, is also corroborated by street cameras detecting her car driving to the house. But because her husband's a hacker for the Illuminati, and this piece of shit has like this Winona Ryder disorder, like she just steals for no reason because she loves it. Look at how ugly. They're all so ugly. Look at how ugly, bro. Um, that's her. And the cop is like, stop lying to me, it's you. But they literally use their connections to make an AI video of this piece of shit, this disgusting piece of trash. She's so rich and she's stealing from the poor. Literally like a comedy of a villain. Stealing from the poor for fun. They make an AI video of this piece of shit driving away, and then they make the decent cop apologize. He's doing his job. He's applying the law to the rich and to the poor. And that was his mistake. And his disgusting cop boss apologized and congratulated them for being so clever. The civil rights lawyer. Civil rights lawyer. This piece of shit. Look, this piece of shit. Stu Bright. Just disgusting. Just disgusting. Look at how he's smoking. Like, he thinks that makes him look cool versus looking like a decadent liar, like a manipulator collecting cash, like the most unethical piece of shit. He thinks this makes him look good and cool because he featured a video for his friend in the club's wife who has a Winona Ryder problem stealing packages. And they just gaslight the world. That's not her. It's fucking her. She has a distinct, she looks like Ghislaine Maxwell with blonde hair. You know, Ghislaine has that big nose, cheekbone, small jaw. You could clock her face. The woman stealing the package looked exactly like her, and her car is filmed driving there. And there's details because it's again the cop said it's a very high resolution camera. He was so certain because he was right. It was her. You can even see the bony protuberance on the nose is shaped exactly the same as hers. That small detail can be visible. You know the nasal bone in your nose, and this is cartilaginous. You can see it's the exact same shape. It flares out in a little diamond, just like hers. Square hairline, ash blonde hair, same and the best part is they try so hard with this clown shit. This clown ass shit where they use two different facial expressions. They're using two different facial expressions as if we're too fucking stupid to realize if this woman looked down, she'd look just like that. But she's doing this in one phone, the other one doing this. Two different people. Oh shit. Person one, person two. That's what this is. And you'd have to be so stupid not to see it. Like, literally, the bony protuberance on her nose, and that's very characteristic, identical. Straight eyebrows, same cheekbones, same color hair, same shape hairline, same dye job. It's identical. I want you to look at this is what the elites are. In their core, this is what they are. This shameful thing is who all they are in their core. No matter how rich, how privileged, you just enjoy hurting the poor. She just literally enjoys it. Christiana Elser, this shameful beast. Look at her. Can you imagine driving her Rivian to take from some poor person's house? That's what she's doing in this photo. She's got an Amazon package in her hands and she's about to walk away. This bitch at her fake finance job drives to other cities to steal from the poor, like some comical shit. Like, what are your hobbies, Elon? And I just like stealing from the poor. For fun, eh? Like, they made a comical joke of Elon and Trump being like, Donald, we haven't laughed at the poor in a while. Like, that's literally what she's doing, laughing at the poor for fun. And I guess, she drives a Rivian and she's an enlightened, I bet you they vote Democrat. And they're those kind where they think they're so ethical and such good people that they deserve not to go to jail, even though one of her hobbies for fun is stealing from the poor, right? I forget what I'm prefacing. I forget they are intrinsically garbage people. Like everything could be rigged, everything could be easy, and they'll still gloat. Like me, like attacking someone like me, a registered nurse who comes from a poor family who had mental health problems. Raping me makes them laugh. They can't feel ashamed. They're incapable of it. Oh, they also can't feel like this is easy and I shouldn't feel good about myself for doing it. It's like pointless. They don't feel that. The more harm they can get away with, the more pointless harm they can do, the happier they are. This woman is literally stealing from the poor in the most guttural way. Not stealing like we're going to take your 401ks. It's stealing like you have an Amazon package. I'm going to pick that up. Yeah. The same shit any spliff smoking IQ 85 criminal would do. That's stupid and poor. I'm doing that. And I'm going to drive back home to my finance job where I make 7 figures. Comical shit. And then they get the whole world to apologize to her. Apologize to this thing. This thing who makes money skimming the banks, this ugly thing. She looks like a weird combination of Ghislaine and Taylor Swift. Piece of shit. I forget that's their true natures. That's how they are, right? It could be so easy, so rigged. No normal person would feel accomplished doing what they're, but they feel proud. It's like the most perplexing shit. It's like watching a parent gloat they won over their kids. Like, you stupid motherfucker, I won. That's how the Illuminati elites are with the bottom. They literally just enjoy doing harm in the most comical ways you can't even parody. Like, they try to parody the Elon Musk by saying he enjoys laughing at the poor, and they literally do. They literally do. Like, they have a cushy finance job from their connections. Their husband's a hacker for the elites. Their best friend, the civil rights lawyer, will slander the cops. And for fun, they go up to poor people's house and take their Amazon packages. And then they make the cop apologize for exposing their shameful little hobby. Look at this one. This is even better. This is the cop confronting her. And it's not manipulated. And you can see that face, more easily see that face as that face. That's the same face. That's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing degeneracy. Like, you're stealing from the poor for fun. Some shit People would parody rich people do who are degenerates. And then you make the police apologize to your criminal wife who's so shameful she's stealing from the poor for fun, right? That's how these people are. And I always forget it. So every time I assume like they wouldn't do that, they will, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna leave my comments on. And reliably they'll send their disgusting trolls, their disgusting fat slob, too hideous and lazy and verbally inept to be a field officer to fucking do this shit, right? To post comments, right? So I always forget, like I was turning off the comments and I stopped and I was, oh, you gotta just, but the good thing is it just takes a button press. You just highlight it and all of the comments are off, right? So I forget that, right? Um, but look at these things. Would you look at these things? Like I'm gonna start collecting their pictures. Look at it. Look at the garbage on the floor. There's trash all over this block. Human and literal. Would you look at these things that they fucking hire? Um, yeah, the white trash orc. Where is she? What a disgusting thing. You know, these are the people they're giving money to. And you can't tell me idiocracy isn't their real plan. In 2027, they're going to simulate a disaster. I think it's going to be a technological failure. They're going to simulate mass technological failure all over the world, especially America, and they're going to kill millions of people. And they want people like this to live, like just degenerate, antisocial, rapist, violent murderers, because that's going to have a huge selection pressure for people who can really compete with these people because they're smart and they're better human beings. They can compete with them to die. And the simulated chaos is going to favor garbage like this, like rapists standing in front of a house or white trash orc. You know, those people will do better in the interim of social breakdown because of their antisocial personalities. And when the dust clears, there will be a disproportionate bias to people like that who are much easier to control. And that's how idiocracy is going to be made by people like that. Being disproportionately winning in the simulated social breakdown. This is why COVID was a test run. COVID was a test run for mass murder and mass deaths, getting us used to the concept of lots of people. But they're not going to use a virus because they don't want indiscriminate death. They want a specific population to die. They're probably lying to people that, you know, a lot of these, I believe this, a lot of their orbiters think they're progressives and they think they're going to kill poor redneck white people. They're not. They're going to kill anybody who could compete with them of quality of intelligence, but they're not sociopaths. And that's going to, everything's going to happen to simulate a social breakdown is going to favor low intelligence sociopaths. It's not going to favor any one group based on politics or background or culture. It's going to favor trash. So you could be white trash, you could be any color. They don't give a fuck as long as you're a good future citizen of idiocracy, right? And what they're a lot of slave owners in the past have tried to do this. They have tried to make their illusion and lies of being superior people real by selectively breeding people. It has been done in the past, like in the antebellum South, they would try to control the breeding of the slaves to favor them and their religious delusions, their lies and myths of being better people, so they would reflect into reality. And that's what they're doing. The Illuminati orbiters have a delusion that they're uniquely special people, uniquely talented, they deserve more, but they know deep down it's not true. They know deep down in the population there are people smarter than them, more talented than them, but they're not evil and they won't don't join them. So what they're going to do is create social conditions to favor that those people die. And all that's going to be left is them, the ones really protected, not these people who think they are, but the ones really in the club. And in the simulated social breakdown, it's going to favor very unintelligent, violent, impulsive people who will be much easier to control in the future. They don't care what color you are. They don't care what religions you believe. They don't care about anything but that you have the qualities of a slave. So violent, impulsive, easy to control, easy to distract, and stupid. And that is exactly why they're going to make the social pressure be social breakdown, because that temporarily favors people like that. Those people do better in that situation at the time because they have less capacity to plan, less capacity to anticipate consequences, less empathy, less cooperation instinct, and so they more easily do whatever in a breakdown situation. They want you to think the government are Nazis, so you don't realize far from Nazis with a goal of creating a superior people, however delusional, they have an opposite goal of creating an inferior people. They literally want to kill off anyone outside their club who is much more intelligent than 115 IQ and definitely pro-social and control. They don't want those people around because as long as they're in the population, they can't reasonably make their Illuminati lies of being the special rulers of the earth true. Only when most people reflect white trash orc. When most people, like when you do a huge reset and simulate social chaos to disproportionately favor people like this, these people will do better in that circumstance because they easily punch, they easily kick, they easily steal, they easily do crime. And they don't make plans and they don't have skills. Those people do better in those conditions. And you're going to set a selection pressure that people who really are better than you in reality, they're just not evil and they want any part of you. And I'm sure there's lots of people out there that would not join them. And the ones you see in these positions with PhDs, celebrated awards, they're not the best and the brightest. They're the best and the brightest in context being the most evil. Because you have to be evil to join them, right? So they live with this deep down. I mean, they're arrogant, but they know there are real threats in that population. And they want to make it materially true that the society is like idiocracy. And my gut terror is it will fucking work. You look at idiocracy, it's a brag of the future. Everyone's a fucking nitwit, violent, impulsive piece of shit, completely antisocial garbage shit. And somehow there are all these machines and systems that treat them like garbage, but they're too stupid to demand better. And who's running them? And there's corporate logos, but who's running the corporations, right? You see the president, but the president's another celebrity. He's a wrestler. It's a lot like our world, isn't it? I feel like Idiocracy was Illuminati brag. And as part of being Illuminati brag, they usually change a few things and leave only some pieces intact, right? Like, they're not going to obviously mention the Great Reset is how they got Idiocracy. They're not going to say that. They're not going to say this world came after a simulated technological failure that favored these people's survival. They're going to say some shit that's more palatable, like, I mean, less scary and like, what the fuck? It's going to be smart people didn't breed, you know? And it's going to be like, that doesn't track. But that's what they're going to do in the Great Reset, the real Great Reset, the World Economic Forum's real Great Reset, which is causing a mass electric grid failure that will punish the pro-social, contemplative, intelligent challengers, kill them off, and leave white trash orc and her kin, violent rapist, loiterer, criminal types who can easily exploit and do harm and have no real talents going for them, you know. And their hands are held and guided by the high IQ psychopaths running the machines, right? That's kind of what's going to happen, and I know it. But you know, like I'm kind of going off track for a minute here. Like I forget how they are. They're at their nature. They're people like Christiana Elser. They could have everything, all the privileges, and rather than feeling like I should give back, I shouldn't be so selfish. Like I definitely shouldn't steal from the poor. They think to themselves, I'm fucking bored. Let's go be a porch pirate. And just laughing, literally laughing at the poor like a stereotype of Elon Musk. There's never a point they're shame. There's never a point they're embarrassed. there's never a point they don't think they deserve all this shit and they should probably help other people who have less. They think like, look at this poor schmuck with an Amazon package. I'm totally just gonna take it. And if anything happens, my husband will make an AI video and I'll get my friend, the civil rights lawyer, to defend my good name. You know, your typical victim of persecution, a blonde, rich white woman. You know, they're always getting persecuted, right? Rich, connected, elite white women. When the cops come to their door, they need the civil rights lawyer. And, you know, he'll say, make a joke. He'll make a joke. This usually doesn't happen, but my friend, I mean, this poor victim, Christiana Elser, who's a rich blonde woman, you know, the cops are persecuting her. And the pretense is a joke. And they just get away with it. And I forget they're like that. There's no level of shame. There's no level where they feel like this is kind of embarrassing. Like it's so easy to do the wrong thing. Like, why don't I do the right thing? That's a little harder. No, they don't ever think like that. They could literally have a kid in a sandbox with like a cookie, and they literally would find it amusing to go over there and take the cookie and be like, fucking sucker. That's how they are in their souls. There's never a point where they're embarrassed, where they think like it's so easy for me to do the wrong thing. Why do I feel pride in it? It would actually be harder for someone like me to do the right thing. They don't ever, ever have that. There's no level of shame, of ease of being evil where they think, I'm going to try to do good. Because they don't, like, they're just endlessly amused by being evil. They could watch the same one being raped over and over and they still think it's funny. Like, there's never a point where they're like, let's do the right thing for once. Like, never. And when you look at the degeneracy of the world, you're looking at them. Like Emily Deans, the officer, on her account in Darth, she said, hold on, let me find that, let me pull it up. She said, every week just gets weirder and weirder. Every week we get to Friday and think, well, maybe next week won't be so weird. And then I said, when weirdos control the world, it will be sick and weird. Kind of suggests people should stop helping them for money unless they low-key like it. That is, if they aren't a rich kid, talented, gifted child, psychopath stereotype, like Baphomet doesn't appeal to them. I mean, unless you're a rich kid psychopath told special from birth and the symbology of Baphomet really hits, you wouldn't help them. Like, it's like this because of them. Yeah, like, everything you see in the world is because we're ruled by people like this. The kind of people who can have a seven-figure finance job and they literally find it amusing to take the meager Amazon package of a poor person. They laugh and then go to their Rivian with it. Like, this mind-blowing random psychopathy. Like, why would you do that? And because of their position, they'll get the whole, like, they're so insulted that they could be treated like a poor and face criminal justice. They get their friend, the civil rights lawyer, to and the entire world to shame this cop who just was fairly applying the law to this rich white blonde woman. But she's in the club, you know? When those are the kind of people doing shit like this, of course they're gonna keep posting. They're gonna be like, I hear you, sister. You know, I'm being raped and they just get away with it. You know, they're gonna just mock. And it's just like, why do you find that so funny? So easy. Like you gloat as if you had to try. It's like Christiana Elser stealing an Amazon package from the poor. It's like, why are you doing that? You have all this money. You know you can do it. Why do you find it so amusing to do what's so easy? And then you perversely call yourself balance makers when, if anything, it's grossly unbalanced. You can do the most degenerate, mind blowing evil for no fucking reason, like stealing from the poor. And you say you're making balance. Like, it sounds like the symbology of the Baphomet figure is just a high IQ psychopath. Like, on one hand, I have a finance job and I'm a security analyst, specialist technician, and my friends are PhD, MD, counselor, JD. On the other hand, I like to steal packages for fun and rape kids. Like, that's what I think that's what they mean by balance is like, on one hand, I look like an upstanding citizen that ruins society. On the other hand, I'm like a weird face-eating degenerate, just steals from the poor, as if making a mockery of a comical evil person. Like, nah, I just like stealing from the poor. I didn't even steal from a store. I like stealing from the poor. it's more fun for me. Winona Ryder at least stole from a store despite not eating to. You're stealing from the poor for thrill. When you realize that's what these people are like, it's like an upside down world. Of fun because normal people aren't like this. So it's like you see these people, you're just like, why are you such a mind blowing degenerate? And they'll just say, I ate the baby, I ate the baby. It's like, everyone knows you can eat a defenseless. They can't do anything to you. I ate him. I ate him. And then I got my friend, the civil rights lawyer, to say, cop asked me, were you eating that baby when you were babysitting? I was like, how dare you violate my rights like this? It's like, it's so easy for you to do that. Why are you accomplished in doing something so depraved that anyone in your position could have done? You're an adult with teeth and hands to eat a baby, and you did. And you know you have a friend who can make the baby eating scandal go away because it was a poor baby, like an undocumented immigrant thing, and so you just do it. Why do you find it endlessly amusing to do the easiest thing? It's like I noticed this like months ago. I'm like, you're proud of doing the easiest shit. You equate you doing this shit to like making a great work of art. To them, it's the same thing. It's like anything that's like out of the ordinary, whether it's good or bad, they're into it. And they treat them both the same. It's like studies of anorexic people. Anorexic people view punishment and reward as similar. It both activates the same neural pathways in their brain, which is one reason they compulsively starve themselves, because they're able to condition harm as a reward, and the same neural pathways activate. So things going on there with these people where mind-blowing degeneracy that's easy to do. They shouldn't feel any accomplishment for it. There's no reason they should be bragging about it like it's actually inventing something or doing something remarkable. To them it is, because they associate, like, they have a similar neural pathway defect where remarkable good things that serve humanity and remarkable evil that exploits humanity are the same in their mind. So they get a similar reward doing depraved evil as they do doing good things. This might be another reason the symbology of Baphomet hits to them, because of the fact their brains can't tell the difference if they should be proud of this, confident in this, because it's hard to do for people in their station. Like, I'm a scientist, I'm with my peers, and I invented something that they didn't invent. Like something that they should be proud of, versus like, I'm with my peers and we decide to stomp a baby's face in. And we could do that. No one else can do it. They treat both the same, and they trigger the same high. Like, wow, I'm special. Wow, I did something good. And I think that has a lot to do with why they're like this, and why you look at what they do like, you're proud of doing something that's pointless, evil. You know you can get away with it, but they're still proud all the same, because anything different, anything commoners can't do and get away with, still excites them. It triggers the same I won a Nobel Prize brain signaling pathway error, where any sign of not being like the bottom is rewarding. And that's why they do the shit they do, and why they will continuously gloat over very easy shit that's unremarkable, that is about as hard to do as an IQ 85 psychopath just randomly doing antisocial shit. But they still enjoy it, because when they do it, they're sending a signal to themselves that they are not like everyone else. And it's a very defective brain pathway, much like anorexia is, where they view starving until they can't walk as just as rewarding as a good thing happening. And this is going on in this psychopath type brain, where incredible evil that other people aren't doing and wouldn't do, even if it's not hard, even if it doesn't require talent, really, they get the same reward as if they fucking invented something and won a Nobel Prize. And I think that's another reason they identify with this Baphomet signal. But because of that symbol, you can always expect the lowest shameless behavior, where it's like, there's no reason you should be proud of this. It's not a challenge, it's not hard, it's not beautiful, it's not remarkable, it's just ugly and low and easy. It would be harder for you to do the good thing, and you should be proud of that. But they view being pro-social, doing the good thing, as a normie thing. So whether they're actually being celebrated for real reasons or these degenerate reasons, as long as they're doing shit that other people don't do, they literally get a high the same way an anorexic. Whether good things are happening or they're starving, their brain's getting a reward, and it's keeping them in that loop. Yeah, so I have to remember that about them. Don't ever, ever expect them to have standards. There's never gonna be a point they're gonna tap out like this is kind of shameful. Never. They will continuously be amused by the lowest, easiest to do behavior, and they will feel proud of it. And that is why you can't, like, no matter what you expect of a normal person, do not expect it of them. They have an endless well where they can translate the worst guttural behavior into an accomplishment like a Nobel Prize winner. Because of the fact any behavior outside of society of what regular people do is the same in their mind, like an anorexic, starving and good things are the same. It's acting the same pathways. That's what's going on for these people. And that's why a lot of psychopaths are like that. Whether they're punching your face off, ripping it off, or being celebrated, it's the same feedback. They got this feedback. I'm special. I'm special. I'm better than everyone. And that's why they have an endless appetite for easy to do depraved acts because it's signaling I'm so special and I'm not like you. And that's what they are ruled by.